Good afternoon, it is Sunday the 20th of June and it's Father's Day and we are up in the greenhouse. I'm going to do a chili update because I haven't done a chili update for absolutely ages. So I thought I'd get one in. Right, so I'm just going to concentrate on the chili plants that have fruited or are flowering at the moment. Some have, some haven't. So I'm just going to start over the back here. I've got a hell of a lot of different varieties this year I've not done before, and this is a really odd one. This is called a Bulgarian carrot. I'm just going to use kind of my fingers to give you some kind of idea of the scale. And there's a big cluster of fruits on this. I planted a load of seeds, but out of those, this was the only plant that actually made it. So it's an interesting one. They're going to be a very mild kind of chili. On the flip side of that, we've got this prairie fire. This is very much like the ring of fire that I did last year. And as you can see, we've already got some fruits that are ready to go. These little red ones are all good. And you can see like these kind of light green to orangey ones are beginning to ripen, and they'll be good to go all summer hopefully. Some of the plants are quite advanced, some of them are just beginning to show, as you can see here. And these are on, this is a bit of a mix, I've got a bit of everything in that pot. Over the back here, got the red habaneros. So just to give you an idea, these have started to flower, so they need pollinating now. I'll leave the doors open on the greenhouse, so we get all sorts coming in here, so pollination is not going to be a problem. And these here, these are the Peruvian purples that have flowered, and I'm intrigued to see what these come up with. This is such an attractive plant just in its own right. It's really, really pretty. Coming down to ground level now, I've got the super hots, so I've got the 3 tubs of super hots. So the first one down here, these are the Trinidad scorpions, and as I say, these have already started to fruit, which is great. And again, just for scale, that's the size of my thumb. These are going to be wonderful by the look of it, and there's a whole bunch of them beginning to fruit, so I'm very happy with them. Moving along, I've got the boot jacolas, not as advanced. You can see, however, that they flowered. So for each of these flowers, we would hope to see a number of fruits if we're lucky. And then finally, we've got the real heavy hitter over here. This is the Carolina Reaper. Same deal, again, flowering and just beginning to kind of break out. Beautiful, thick leaves on this, like something out of Jurassic Park. Real beauty, so can't wait to see how this comes out. I'm just flipping over to the other side of the greenhouse. I've got poblanos in the back here. Again, just for scale, I mean, you can see how many of those there are. There's loads of these. Again, for scale, these are huge. So your poblanos are very mild chili, but they will be really quite fun when they're done. You can probably see the problem I've had. With all the damp weather we've had a real problem with slugs and snails getting in, the buggers, and they've done some real damage. There you go, look. Make good use of slug pellets. Obviously, here's a few of the old victims. These are your dead snails, leaving their bodies out to scare their friends off, hopefully. But it's inevitable. These are in a greenhouse, but these little buggers get absolutely anywhere if they try. Moving on then, we've got another new one for me. This is the sweet banana. Again, a very mild chili, and again you can see the size of these fruits. Really interesting. Be intrigued to see what they come out like. Back here, another new one. It's been a really good year for doing new chilies. This is the cherry bomb. So you usually see these as like a little red chili, quite mild, and they usually get stuffed with a bit of cheese, like a cream cheese, and you have those as kind of a canapé. They're quite common. Moving along, everything else is coming up nice. And I've got my poblanos, more poblanos. I had a load of these, so I've done a bunch more plants which seem to be giving good fruit. So all in all, it's all looking good. I've got lots of different varieties. And these little buggers, you can see the damage they do. Awful little sods, never mind. Speaking of kind of damage to stuff, These are Carolina Reapers that I was keeping upstairs indoors on my windowsill. Just as bad as the slugs can be the aphids. So these are like a little white insect that just smothers your plants. Now I've treated these, and you can see on the back of this leaf, you'll see these little black dots. So these are dead aphids, they're just falling off now. Unfortunately, you can see it's done quite a lot of damage to this Carolina, and it also got double dipped by the slugs. He's had a bit of a tough war, this one. I've treated this one with a bug spray. Trouble with the bug spray is what it does is it suffocates the aphids, so it makes quite a thick layer on your leaves, makes them quite waxy, and it retards the growth of the plant. Oh hello, what have we got up here? That looks to be a little bugger caterpillar. I know a little about caterpillars, but I don't really think I want him in my chilies, so I'll take him for a walk when I finish videoing him. And the other two plants are Carolinas as well, just aren't getting on as well as I'd like them to, but you know, that's one stand of Carolinas. And that's another, you know, doing really well. So I kind of often think of like a 50% rule. If 50% of what I plant and grow comes through, then I'm not doing too bad. So that is just it really, a very basic and quick chili update. I had a load of leftover plants that I sold off over the last couple of weeks at work, which has been great. And we've made just short of 300 quid on that for Macmillan, which I'm really pleased with. Yeah, so it's all good. The rest of the garden's all nice, nothing to complain about, and I won't do upstairs today. I've just got a stand of I think scorpions up there, and a stand of kind of assorted miscellaneous chilies, but they're all coming on nice. Bit of a late call for me is this. I made homemade catnip a couple of years ago for the cats, and it's really potent stuff. It's like cat heroin, they love it. So a bit of a late call. I'm planting some catnip out. I'm going to put these under my grow light as well to get them going. And the other thing that the puds do love as well is this. So this is cat grass. So I usually just use some large saucers, and usually in a couple of weeks' time, this will sprout up, get a lovely big growth of the grass. They love eating it and rolling in it and then vomiting it all back up and stuff. Various other little bits and pieces left over, foxgloves that I'm going to plant on, handful of tomatoes and some other bits and pieces. But this was a chili update, so I'm not going to bother talking about the hanging baskets, but they're all looking good out there. And likewise, I'm not going to talk about the tomato plants. Ooh, they're all coming on nice. I've got my first fruit showing there, so all good. So that was it, just a really quick chili update. Take care.